we've discovered Sam from the Crypto Consulting Institute. I'll just chuck this over here.
Thanks,
I think a couple of months ago we actually had Joe Shu on our podcast. I'll put this here because it's
there you go.
to
nice
get
close.
over the we had Joe on for I think episode 28 or 27 if I'm wrong or if I'm right. It was such an amazing chat. How you doing? How you finding Oz CryptoCon so far?
Yeah, look, I've been to a couple before, and it's certainly very retail based. I love it. It's sort of stepped up a bit of a notch from the last few times. We're really trying to gauge the floor, and we're doing a lot of networking today.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a real thirst for, I guess, that more sophisticated investor side, SMSF, large funds, large flows. So I'm head analyst at Crypto Consulting Institute, obviously, but we also run a hedge fund, CCI Capital as well. And it's just a very interesting moment where crypto's at right now.
It's funny, and I've been saying this to almost everyone that sat down. You couldn't tell that we're in a bit of a pullback, could you?
Not particularly. No.
It's almost like everyone here has been around a few times, has seen it all before, and they're just biding their time. So is that what you're seeing, I guess, from CCI?
Yeah, we are, and I'm seeing a lot of people with high conviction either hanging around or coming in, or maybe even that they've dabbled in the crypto side and they've been absolutely rinsed and wrecked, and now they just need support and guidance of what to do from here. And I think that what's kind of happened in the last 12, 24 months is investors have needed two hats. They've needed a trader hat and an investor hat. One or the other hasn't worked, and so we find that when investors come to us, they need to have a short-term strategy, a portfolio strategy, and they really need to lift their outlook and sophistication around their portfolio because the trading game isn't working, and we're moving into a period of time of massive disruption on the exchanges with AI, algorithms, hedge fund traders. You're going to get rinsed if you keep operating the same way as you have the last 2 years or previous cycles. Doesn't work this time around. So there needs to be a change for a lot of people.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, we tongue-in-cheek oftentimes call TA astrology for men. And I mean no disrespect whatsoever by that. And I think, I'm not even sure if it was with the discussion with Joe, but we're talking about how as we see more and more AI trading bots coming in, using TA to make decisions, TA is based on human psychology, a lot of it.
Correct.
But there's no human psychology when it comes to AI. And as more and more of the trading volume gets done by AI, they're mimicking human behavior, but they don't have it themselves. So will that fail eventually because it's just all AI? Or, I mean, this is probably your wheelhouse a lot more than us. We're just making silly off the comments.
Yeah, look, I think you have to look ahead and understand where this is going, and it's going to get more and more difficult to say as you do, beat the market. And so as investors and traders, if you're a bit of both, you need to find an edge.
Yep.
And if you do not have an edge in this market, stop what you're doing right now and step back and understand, all right, I need to figure out a way where I can beat these types of future algorithms and stuff that's here already, which I personally think is still an aspect of TA, but I hate to just zoom out, the old meme, but you need to be looking at really high-level stuff and have a fundamental conviction on, okay, is this a longer-term secular trend that I'm in? Is this like, for example, AI and the S&P 500, which the Mag 7's holding up the entire space? These dips are to be bought, in my view, because the trend and the fundamentals are completely real.
Yep.
But there will be sticks of dynamite that roll under the car every now and then, so you've got to be aware of that. But with your portfolio, same with like Bitcoin, you know the trend, you know where it's going broadly over time. So I think a lot of people would do very well right now to just step back, understand, okay, this is a longer term situation and trend that I'm investing in. Let's not get too cute. Emotional? Yeah, emotional, cute. Yeah, that's it. If you go to those lower levels and start trading, you're going to get a very different perspective on this space, I think. And it's not what we're about. We're very much about lifting people up to the higher levels.
That's a good perspective, and you're saying, if you don't have that edge, don't come and talk to us. And you probably will say no to a lot of people that want to invest.
We're discerning. However, with the fund, we're very discerning, obviously, and we make the decisions from that point. But we get a lot of different investors at all different walks of life and different stages. They might have a high net worth position. They might have a medium net worth position. But it all comes back to individuals' risk profile. Right. And that's what I find is if there's an imbalance between someone being a low-risk investor, but you look at their portfolio and you see it and analyse it and you go, well, these are all in meme coins. All your money's in meme coins. No wonder you feel so bad in your guts, sleep. The stress is overwhelming. So you're not acting in congruence with your risk profile. So let's immediately adjust that. And then we zoom out even further and look at their entire wealth position and go, well, how much have you actually got allocated to crypto here? And I recently wrote a report around the exponential age. It's kind of a bit of a buzzword or buzz phrase that's going around at the moment, but I'm really focused on, what's the big trends coming over the next 10 years? Like what we're saying, zoom out. Well, it's hard money, of course, because of the debasement and debt expansion, but it's also energy, AI, automation, quantum, and you can throw out another pharmaceuticals and different things like that, but we need to be thinking far more larger here, that this is an era of disruption, and the old playbook, you need to throw it out. Just like we've seen with crypto, the old playbook of creating a tapestry of a portfolio coins and just spread your risk all over the place, throw that playbook out. It's gone. I think altcoins will have their moment again.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm still holding.
But I guess with our clients, the big thing that we've been on about is learn when to be offensive and learn when to be defensive.
Okay.
And if the market's not telling you it's time to be offensive, protect yourself.
So you wouldn't be the classic just hodl everything? Obviously not. Yeah,
No,
okay,
no.
good.
So I think there's an aspect of management that every investor needs to do, and if something isn't working, sometimes you just need to be decisive and go, all right, I'm going to take the tax loss on my capital gains and step back and go, all right, what have I done that's worked well, what have I done that hasn't? And the market's clearly telling me that this isn't working.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we see CCI sell everything and close up shop, do we follow?
No, I would never sell everything. I actually, and I'm probably sharing too much here, but I operate from a very Bitcoin-focused, Bitcoin-first position, and I trade into the altcoins. I still think there's some value in there, but I just don't think it's found quite product market fit outside of stablecoins and layer one. So with my portfolio position, I consider a legacy stack. That's what I call it, a legacy stack. So there's a percentage of that portfolio that never gets sold. It's locked away. It goes to my kids. That's that high conviction stack. Everything else is dynamic. That I can go, is it time to be in Bitcoin, USD, gold, or in the alts? And I can decide on that percentage of the portfolio. So again, I'm a bit more dynamic and a little bit different to most people, but that's the way I look at it.
It's funny because last cycle I bought 2 hardware wallets and put a bunch of altcoins on them for my kids. It is not, it's a fraction of what it was.
It's
I'm like,
napalm.
like, thanks, Dad.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no. Look, as you said, altcoins hopefully have their moment.
Yeah.
Not financial advice.
No.
If you want
I can tell you at the
advice,
moment I think it actually does come back a little bit.
Yep.
So Binance, obviously, well, not just Binance, but all the exchanges, October 10th, we had a massive liquidation event, as we know. I think that has fundamentally wrecked the market underneath. I think the plumbing is unsettled right now, and it's going to take a while for it to recover.
Well, I blame Binance for that, so no. Hey,
we are on the Independent Reserve podcast,
look,
right?
I know that that's a conspiracy theory, but look, I'm not going to throw stones, but
no.
if you don't have your oracle set right, you can cause massive pain.
Correct.
Anyway.
So, and I think it just shows that the risk around third parties and exchanges is still there, and you have to be very wary of it. But for mine, that was a systemic risk at the time. Auto deleveraging, everyone gets wrecked. Okay, right. Probably some market makers are completely undone. And I would say the price act rebounce is the aggressiveness of this sell-off is mechanical. It's kind of unnatural, and that's what I'm sort of seeing. So I'm actually still bullish on 2026. I don't know. There's probably a lot of people that are doomerish here, or maybe they're still bullish. I don't know. But I look at the macro time. I'm like, there's no way in hell crypto and Bitcoin stay down if everything I'm seeing comes to pass. But this right now is a moment we just have to survive and get through. But in terms of alts, the Clarity Act in the United States, I think that is being underestimated as a very serious turn, because I think institutional investors want some kind of assurity under their investment thesis. Going like, if I buy these alts, can one of these exchanges just auto deleverage and go, and I'll just pick on Sui for a sec, went down like 60-70% overnight on that deleveraging. You're like, okay, well, why would I put in $10 million into these alts right now when I need some assurity, and maybe through regulation, especially from the American side where a lot of the flows come from. So I think that will mark a turning point in the altcoin market. I think Bitcoin's still going to do pretty well. I actually think it's going to rally and climb a wall of worry here over the next couple of months, not straight away. Liquidity takes time. But yeah, that's my outlook currently.
Okay. I think I'm actually forgetting what the name of the coin is. I think it was Cadena that recently just turned around and said, we're ceasing operations. Good luck.
Yeah, actually, you're right. I do remember.
Was
that.
it Cadena?
I think so. Let's just throw them under the bus. It's not them.
Look, I'm not sure. So if you're listening and you hold them, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But that was the prediction made at the end of kind of as we're going down. They're going 95% of alts will be wiped out by the time next cycle comes. That hasn't necessarily happened.
Yeah.
But we have seen a few of them. Do you, I guess, throw out caution to anyone holding some of those riskier assets
Right now?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like, do you throw the baby out with the bathwater at the low if you think it's the low kind of situation? I'm really big on with clients who maybe they feel stuck in positions in their portfolio, either leverage or these high risk stuff, is give yourself an out. Give yourself, have an upside downside strategy on some of these alts and go, look, I'm going out of the weekly or the monthly and here's this amazingly big support level that it's obvious to everyone looking at it, going like, if it closes beneath this at any given point, that's my level to live to fight another day. I'm removing I just need this mental hurt off my back. I'll claim the tax loss. Just get out of this and replumb and rejig from your portfolio from there. But on the flip, so I think that downside strategy is really important just for your own mental health. However, we're at such a low ebb where alts have just been like apocalypse now, napalmed and napalmed and napalmed. I'm just kind of like, well, it could go lower, but I do wonder, fundamentally, and I say this in the air quotes, fundamentally strong layer ones and assets like that, I really think that the risk reward is starting to look okay, but I'm of the, again, we spoke about TA earlier, I'm waiting for, I'm happy to, and I say this to clients, I'm happy to pay a premium for more information higher. Okay. I want to pay a premium for confirmation because right now all these alts are pretty much just going down, right?
Yep.
There's no bounce, there's no nothing. So I want to see some higher highs, higher lows. I want to see a reclaim of like a support level before I even think about getting into this, because it could go another 80% down.
Well, even my favorite alt, I'm not going to name names again just in case, but it's still more than 2x from the bottom of last cycle. So I'm like, what am I actually complaining about when I bought a lot at that bottom?
You've zoomed out, bro. You've done the whole zoom out.
Look, I still bought at $4 and we're at 90 cents or something like that. So
I'm trying to think which one's $4.
It's Cardano.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, one final question is, would you have often people coming to you asking for advice on something that you clearly know is not a good idea? Again, I won't name the chain, but we had an older couple coming in and asking how we would facilitate a $250,000 purchase of a chain by a certain Australian that we're not going to mention.
Okay. Okay, here's the data, here's the market cap. It's 98% down versus Bitcoin over 4 years. Is this something you want to put into, or let's look at the team behind this, let's look at the fundamentals of this. And you
criminal convictions of the founder.
One person, central point of failure, sounds great. So you try and craft that picture, but if it's not sinking in, we're really big on being honest. And if they go away and make that decision themselves, that's not on us. It's on them, and they will have to learn from that. So, look, that's what I'm really proud of CCI is when we saw the market not behaving the way it previously did, whereas, previous cycles would see altcoins run after Bitcoin, you'd see all this. We're like, guys, it's really not behaving as we anticipated here or seen previously. Future results aren't indicative of past results sort of thing. We're like, all right, well, we have to protect ourselves here, and we need to be very dynamic with how the new ETF era is flowing. So, look, long story short, I wouldn't not tell them how we felt and the truth, that we feel at the time, the truth, based on a lot of data indicators, but it's on them. And they can give us pushback fine, but no, at the end of the day, we've been around the block a few times and we've seen this many times. But good luck to you. Yeah,
awesome. All right. Thank you so much for sitting down and have a chat with us. If you guys want to see, is Joe the founder CEO?
He is, yes.
Joe appeared on our podcast, episode 27. Don't click off this stream and go watch it. Watch it later when we're not streaming. But episode 27, it's a great chat. We talk about Bitcoin dominance, TA, and spiritual escapism into ayahuasca.
You sit down and start to talk about crypto, and then he starts, oh my goodness, this is so interesting, and you delve into it.
We bonded over DMT. Not on DMT, over DMT. So it was a great chat. But thank you so much for joining us. And you've got a booth here as well?
No, we don't.
don't?
Maybe next time. We're networking today. We're really
Awesome.
enjoying it. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll make sure if I come and see you again and shake hands and tell you actually what I was going to say on stream, but I didn't have the guts to. All right, thanks a lot. Thank you.
Good stuff. Thanks,
Cheers.
Jared. Tough.